welcome to my channel where we craft miniatures, dabble in DIY and deep dive on dollhouses. I'm Tasmin and today we are going to be taking a look at the history of the marvellous Moomin Dollhouse. So, Moomins, what are these odd creatures? Well, let's get one thing straight.
100% completely straight.
They may look like hippos, but they're actually trolls. Moomins are the central cartoon characters of the charming Finnish fantasy universe of the Moomins. Originally created in 1945 by Swedish-speaking Finnish author and illustrator Tove Jansson. These white anthropomorphic, round-snouted, chubby trolls take their inspiration from Nordic mythology and folklore. The carefree Moomin family live an envious lifestyle in the idyllic, peaceful land of Moominvalley, settling in the tallest house in the valley, a cylindrical cornflower blue tower with a pointed red roof. The Moomins' story originates from the 9 beautifully ink-illustrated books and newspaper comic strips, in which the family are joined by a variety of other charming friends and characters, causing mischief and mayhem along the way. The Moomins fill their days with many an adventure woven with messages of love, acceptance, respect for nature and others at its core, with characters and values knitted into the tales, echoing the author's own life values and relationships. The Moomins' immense popularity since conception hasn't ceased and has continued to grow over the years with a fan base of adults and children alike worldwide. Some of you may be more familiar with the gorgeous Ghibli-style TV animated series from the 90s, or maybe the adorable fuzzy felted stop-motion series, or perhaps even the newer 3D CGI version, Moominvalley, featuring renowned voice actors. Finding out Moomin Papa was voiced by Matt Berry was a Moomin IT crowd crossover I didn't know I needed. Yes. Regardless, they are all equally adorable in big measures, and with marathons of the 90s series on YouTube, you can easily be transported into their comforting little world. I'll link a few in my description below if you want to check them out after this video. So before we get to the dollhouse, let's take a look at what inspired the original Moomin house design. The Moomin's residence is said to be patterned after the unique looking porcelain cockle stoves or masonry stoves that their ancestors used to live behind due to their small size. The first book description of their house goes as follows. At last they came to a small valley that was more beautiful than any they had seen that day, and there in the midst of the meadow stood a house that almost looked like a stove, very elegant and painted blue. Additionally, the Glossholm lighthouse served as another source of huge architectural inspiration. Jansson, as a child, spent summers near this once working lighthouse in the 1920s. After becoming decommissioned, it gained the iconic pointed roof, but sadly the lighthouse later got demolished in the Second World War, so enemy bombers wouldn't use it for navigation. Its ruins are now a public observation deck which you can visit, and its likeness lives on in the Moomin universe. So now we have established the context of the Moomins and their dwellings, let's move on to the main topic that brought you to this video, the Moomin Dollhouse. If you're new to this channel, you should know I love discovering about dollhouses, so as usual, a research rabbit hole was burrowed, and I'd love to share with you all what I found about it. So let's go.
Come on!
This fabulous Moomin Dollhouse, located in Tampere, Finland, was originally built for the Tove Jansson illustration exhibition at the 1979 Biennial of Illustrations in Bratislava, and was planned to do a worldwide tour, but ended up just touring across Scandinavian countries in the 80s before its permanent installation in Finland. Standing over 2 meters tall, the Blue Dollhouse is made from a collection of small room boxes, stacked to create a multi-story dollhouse with an exterior cladded with thousands of wooden shingles painted blue. The house is filled with a multitude of rooms, from a cozy traditional kitchen, multiple bedrooms, and even a basement that are all beautifully decorated with tons of extravagant and traditional looking miniatures. So one thing you may notice amongst all the beautiful details is, why is the dollhouse not round like in the stories? Well, the house was planned to be built circular, but as it was to be placed in a corner of the exhibit, they had to make it square instead for space reasons, which is a shame, but I actually love this more open style of house, so we can really see all the areas without being limited to the difficult circular dimensions. So who built this famous dollhouse? This project was a collaborative effort involving multiple individuals. Firstly, there was author Tove and Tuulikki Pietilä, who is best known as Tove's life partner and an accomplished artist in her own right. Tuulikki was one of Finland's most influential graphic artists, working in various mediums. She collaborated on numerous projects with Tove over the years, but she is particularly renowned for her beautiful Moomin house and the 41 accompanying dioramas that she created, which are now held in the museum. A fascinating fact is that Tuulikki actually served as the inspiration for the independent and nature-loving character Tuutikki in the Moomins. The resemblance between the two is striking once you know this fact. During the 1970s, Tove and Tuulikki worked on this model Moomin house for 3 years. According to Tove Jansson also played a significant role as an assistant. However, the couple was not alone in undertaking this enormous project. Tove's mother, Sinja Hammarström Jansson, nicknamed Ham, who was also an artist known for designing postage stamps, and a local doctor and skilled craftsman named Pentti Eistilä, complemented the creative vision of the couple perfectly. The labour involved in constructing the dollhouse was shared among individuals, with Eistilä taking on the role of main designer and electrician. He focused on building corridors and staircases, utilising his visual expertise to his advantage, stating, "As a doctor, I remember what I see." Eistilä also expressed how enjoyable it was to build the large Moomin house. However, it is worth noting that this Moomin dollhouse was not the very first one. Eistilä initially constructed a much smaller version, which he gifted to Tove, sparking their friendship and paving the way for their future creative collaborations. The smaller scale Moomin house featured a much shorter tower, a red dining table set, a tiny chandelier, and even a well. Building upon this small version, the group consisting of Eistilä, Tove and Tuulikki and Ham, after successfully recreating numerous stories from the books in miniature form, the creative team joined forces to bring the biggest scene to life yet, the Moomin house. Tuulikki's brother Reima Pietilä, a renowned architect, also participated in this project. He is known for designing the beautiful, organic, bird-inspired Tampere library, where the dollhouse was actually later displayed for many years. Reima also assisted with some structure and planned the ground floor. Otherwise, the construction of the house was extremely free-flowing and didn't use any plans, with the finished style reminiscent of modular architecture. Tuulikki also sculpted the characters that you see held in the house, which were possibly also used as early commercial prototypes for toy figurines. She also meticulously crafted the intricate windows and doors. Tove, on the other hand, took on the tasks of painting, wallpapering, and covering the roof with thousands of wooden shingles, which were later painted in the iconic blue. The interior of the dollhouse bears similarities to the couple's wooden-clad cabin in Kloharu, where they would spend their summers. This cabin too was designed by Tuulikki's architect sister Raili Pietilä. The dedicated group devoted each Saturday to the colossal undertaking of constructing the dollhouse. They even allowed the children in the family to participate in smaller tasks when available. After completion, the house even later appeared in what is now a very rare Moomin book that had no English translations published, titled An Unwanted Guest. Instead of using Tove's illustrations, this book used staged photographs in the dollhouse to narrate the story. This made me think about how wonderful it would be to have more picture books published that recreate Moomin stories using the miniatures, allowing us to appreciate the intricate details in book format. Another really cool thing I found while researching was this playthrough click and point PC game, which is an experience featuring the dollhouse that allowed you to explore through all the rooms in the Moomin house via still and animated photographs. It had ambient sounds and effects when you click on certain objects, and allowed you to travel through the house, which actually helped me find more detailed images of the house for this video. I also found this intro to the Swedish children's TV show Moomindalen or Moomindale, which features some great retro shots of the dollhouse being played with by children. This was, I believe, the intro to the Christmas series, which was a live-action production where actors wore the character costumes and voices were dubbed in afterwards.
Vad har han på fötterna? Ni har bra backar.
With lots of big sets, the house was also included. Working on the dollhouse with her partner must have also inspired one of Tove's other books, The Woman Who Borrowed Memories. This collection of short stories includes one about a male couple building a dollhouse which caught my attention, telling the tale of one man's passion for the dollhouse construction that threatens to negatively overwhelm his life and relationship, which is an interesting perspective on how enthusiasm for a project can unintentionally interfere with another through jealousy, frustration, and neglect, and begs the question, was it all plain sailing building the Moomin house? Regardless, I'm sure it was a joy to work on this house, and the craft of miniatures and dollhouses can mostly be a very solitary affair, and finding out that the magical Moomin house was such a collaborative project with family and friends makes the dollhouse so special and really puts the Moomin morals into practice, showing that embracing others and working as a team can bring about our dreams. Learning more about the legacy of Tove's work, it just makes so much sense that the dollhouse was made in this way, and undoubtedly brought the pioneering work of Jansson into another dimension for many future generations to enjoy. Currently, the dollhouse, along with other magnificent miniature displays, can be visited at the museum in Finland. If you have already been there, feel free to share your thoughts and any other interesting details I might have missed in the comments below. Along with various toys and models of the house that can be bought today, additionally I found out that there's actually a subscription magazine that can be purchased through an Italian company, De Agostini, in which you can build your very own Moomin dollhouse, step by step every month. With 110 stages, it would rack up to around £1,100 and take a long 9 years to complete. Despite the lengthy time frame, it could be such a fun, long-haul project for kids and adult fans, and the quality looks great too, so I thought I would pop it in here. I would absolutely love to make this set, so if De Agostini is listening somewhere, please sponsor me. I would love to build it on this channel. But miniatures aside, if you're looking for something a little bit more life-size, the Moomin house in the Moomin world on the island of Kailo, Finland, could be just the ticket, with faithful recreations and immersive experiences to explore. Living the life of a Moomin in this once tiny, now giant house seems incredibly enjoyable and makes for amazing photo opportunities. It's not the only recreation though, with another place in the Japanese Moomin theme park as well. So that sums up the history of the Moomin Dollhouse. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. If you'd like another video like this but focusing on how Jansson's personal life influenced her literature, let me know, as I'm thinking of doing that. And I do have a possible idea for a series on making my own DIY Moomin house step by step with this old porridge container as a starting point. So if you'd like to see me do that in a future video, go ahead and comment a house emoji below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again soon.